not traffic. It's enough to make you go absolutely insane. It's congestion, blockage, the complete lack of going with the flow. Sound like science? You betcha. Ebony Rollins, a Cleveland Clinic high school science intern, studied medication dealing with blood flow in patients with various heart conditions. So let's get the blood pumping in this episode of MRI, the show that gives the green light to science. Hi, hello. I'm Annette, and you're watching MRI, the show that illuminates the groundbreaking research of Cleveland Clinic high school interns. The basis of Ebony's project is to compare Warfarin and aspirin, seeing which is more effective in treating cardiovascular conditions. But first, let's learn a little bit more about Ebony. Check this out.
I thought this would be a wonderful opportunity for me to have a job which will deal with my future desire to have a career in the medical field, and more specifically, become a cardiothoracic surgeon.
Thanks for joining us, Ebony. I can't wait to hear about how you've learned about stroke, congestive heart failure, and atrial fibrillation. That must have been a lot of things to learn about.
Yes, it was really great and really interesting.
Well, I can't wait to hear about the details, but before we do, let's check out some background info. A bit of background.
Hey, Annette. I think I can see my veins, or are they arteries?
Same thing.
No, they're different. Alchemy Proton starts on 500 BCE.
Sounds Greek.
Alchemy.
Alchemy.
Yeah, anyway, what I was getting at, long before him, 4,500 years ago, the Egyptians used to bleed their patients.
Didn't they used to do that in the 1600s in Europe?
Yeah, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, he said that they would cut the ankle and the neck in order to bring the blood back in balance with phlegm, black bile, and yellow bile.
That's disgusting.
Why are you queasy when it comes to blood?
No.
Oh, good, because you have so much to cover. There's this major breakthrough in 1628 with William Harvey when he published his book about how blood circulates the body and how the heart pumps the blood.
Why would anyone want to write a book so
fascinating? I know, and it's not even half of it. There's still the 1771 discovery of fibrogen, key protein in clotting, the 1874 discovery of platelets that they come from bone marrow, and then the discovery in 1907 of blood groups. That's
I think I'm gonna be sick.
But I haven't even got to how blood coagulates yet.
No. And we're back in action here with Ebony Rollins from South Point Hospital. So Ebony, what was the overall goal of your project this summer?
The goal of my project was to compare warfarin therapy and aspirin therapy and how they treat congestive heart failure, atrial fibrillation, and stroke.
So what is warfarin and aspirin?
Well, warfarin is an anticoagulant and aspirin is an antiplatelet drug. They both work essentially to thin the blood out.
Okay, so what is an INR?
Well, an INR measures how long it takes for the blood to clot.
Okay, why do patients need to take the medications that you're researching?
They take them to prevent a stroke if they have atrial fibrillation or congestive heart failure.
So what's a stroke exactly?
A stroke is when a blood clot travels to the brain and it can block off the blood supply and lead to brain damage.
How about congestive heart failure?
Congestive heart failure is when the ventricles of the heart don't contract properly, so the blood can stay and coagulate, and when it gets out, it can travel to the brain and cause a stroke.
Is that the same as atrial fibrillation?
It's about the same, but the atrial fibrillation works with the atrium. They quiver instead of contracting properly, so the blood can stay, coagulate, and the blood clot can travel out to the brain and lead to a stroke.
So you're dealing with a lot of patients that have these different conditions. So what is the age range?
It's about 60 and up.
60 and up?
Mm-hmm.
So what have you learned about health from dealing with all these patients?
It's really important just from an early age to watch your health to watch what you take, what you eat, your intake levels, your blood pressure, watch it all and start at an early age so the older you get, it won't be as hard.
So even at our age, we should watch
Even
our
at our age.
So what have your results helped in the future? Are they going to help in the future?
Well, I hope it helps to prevent more people from getting heart disease, because that is the #1 cause of death in the United States right now. So I just hope it just helps to have our generation become more aware so they can start to worry about their health and watch it so they won't have to deal with these health problems.
So what have you gotten out of this summer?
I really want to become a doctor even more. It's great to be around the medical field and to be in it. It's wonderful.
Well, I'm so glad. Can we check out your clinic and see what you
Sure.
do? Great. Well, before you do that, get inspired by Expressions Art. Hospital. We're here with Ebony, and she's going to show us around the anticoagulation clinic today. Hey, Ebony.
Hi, Annette. Right this way. So right here is where the patient first stops to get their blood drawn.
All right, so what's the next step after this?
After here, we go right to the lab. Right in here is where the blood goes after the blood is drawn, and from here it goes to the main printer where we get the patient's INR results.
So how long do the results take?
About 10 minutes tops.
Okay, well, let's see some.
Sure. And here are results right here.
Great. When do the patients get the results?
Right now.
All right, well, let's check out a patient visit.
Okay.
So what are on the results exactly?
It shows the patient's INR levels.
Okay, so what does that mean?
It just measures the amount of time that the blood takes to clot.
Okay. Are all of the patients here on the same medication?
Yes.
And then what exactly goes on during the patient's visit?
Well, we go over the INR with them, and we ask them questions about their diet and their lifestyle to see how it has played into their INR levels.
Oh, great. Well, it looks like you have a patient in there right now.
Yes, I do.
All right.
So I'm going to go help my mentor, Susan Brown, wrap up.
All right. Well, thanks so much for showing me around.
Thank you. Come again anytime.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Isn't it great how Ebony's learned so much about dealing with all these different patients that she even wants to become a cardiovascular doctor? That's intriguing. So the next time you're stuck in traffic, do what's right for your heart and go with the flow. And remember, to see it is to get it. To do it is to understand it. So open your minds to my research. Illuminate it. For more information about this project and other research projects, please visit us on the web at www.clevelandclinic.org/civiceducation.